Many people share about why you should quit your job if you don't have a good boss, the working culture is toxic, or your job is affecting your mental health. What if everything at your job is great? That's me, and I want to quit. What do I mean when my job is great? First of all, my boss is the best that I could ever ask for. He trusts my decision making and pretty much left me to run the whole section by myself. I've heard many stories from my friends that their bosses micromanages them and requires them to report everything. But my boss never does that and just trusts me to run the whole show myself. People may think that he just doesn't care, but he has told me countlessly that he's able to leave the whole section to me without interfering much because he trusts me. He took it another step further when he has repeatedly talked about me to the upper management to help me gain that recognition that will help me during appraisal period. There's many more things that he has done that I'm forever grateful for, but this video isn't about sharing what I'm grateful for, but to share why I'm still thinking of quitting when I'm in such a rare situation where having a great boss is one of the biggest reasons to many to continue staying in their job. I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to build my career, so I don't mind hardships if it allows me to learn more. However, staying in this position for a few years now has made me reach the point where I pretty much know how everything works. I can make decisions easily and quickly because I know the ins and outs of everything and what the management wants. You may be thinking, why not just ask for a rotation within the department? I could, but that would mean that I will be under a new boss who might not be as good. And this also leads to my next point. The pay at my job isn't exactly the best. Earning an average pay isn't enough for me, especially after learning what I'm capable of. With enough networking and research, I know that there are many opportunities out there that will give a better salary compensation. Yes, money is not everything, but it does make the world go round. With increasing cost of living, starting a family, and the rise of inflation, you have to fight for a better wage. Even if my current boss fights for me to gain recognition with the upper management, I know how the company works. Every position has to abide to a certain duration before you can be considered for promotion. No matter how good you are, you can't get promoted if you don't stay in the company for that fixed period. For example, 5 years. Would it be smart for me to stay for another 5 years in the hopes of getting promoted? And even if I did, the increase wouldn't exceed an increment of 10%. Is it worth it? One can pretty much get that kind of increment if you just job hop every year or so. By the 5-year mark, let's imagine what kind of increment you would have already gotten compared to staying in the company all the way. Instead of asking for a rotation in my current company, which will change the boss that I will be under, why not just change the company and ask for a higher salary? Another reason I'm thinking of quitting is because I'm getting too comfortable, which in my opinion is the most dangerous part for young adults. I know how to do my job efficiently and effectively, which in turn results in lesser stress and better work-life balance. But at a young age, that can only go on for so long. Enjoying such comfort for a couple of years or so is good enough. Not pushing yourself beyond that means that you'll no longer be growing. It will definitely be an unpopular opinion, but I feel that one should never stay too comfortable when you're still young. When you still have the energy and capacity to handle hardships, you shouldn't shy away from it. It's pretty much reinforcing the idea that one should chase after long-term gratifications than short-term ones. It may be hard in the beginning, but you'll be able to reap the rewards after all the hardships that you have been going through in your younger days, when you still have the energy to deal with it. This applies to me because I'm an ambitious person. I don't want to settle for average. So the last thing I want is to stay comfortable for too long. I don't mind being in this same situation when I'm about to retire, but not now when I still have the drive to push. But of course, if you're not as ambitious and you value mental health more, the last thing you should do is to follow me. I'll probably send in my resignation letter in the coming weeks, and it will definitely be one of the most difficult decisions that I'll be making. I feel like I'm letting down my boss, who has put in so much trust and effort and faith in me, and leaving would tantamount to betraying him. And that's probably the biggest thing that's holding me back from giving the letter earlier. However, for my future growth and ambitions, I have to go through with this, even if it means betraying him, though I sincerely hope that he understands. As difficult as it is, I will take that step forward to open a new door, and so should you.